Hi, and welcome back to part 2 of our start guide with Dredge. So where we are is we are at the start of day 5. We've been through a couple of the early mini quests, primarily given out by the fishmonger. And we're in the situation now where we are waiting around to find a mutated fish, which will then kick the fishmonger into the next stage of development. But there's nothing we can really do until we get a mutated fish. But anyway, it's just 3:42 in the morning there, which is the ideal time to get going. So we're going to check the crab pots because the first mutation we find is very often in these guys, but not today. We've still got a day remaining on them. So all we can really do is keep heading out again, go fishing, and until we find a mutation. Then we can't advance the next stage of the game. Oh, and there it is. Bingo. Alright. It usually happens quite early. Either the end of day 4 or early day 5. And as we saw, early day 5. Alright, so let's get back to the fisherman straight away. We're not going to do any more fishing. We want to get this day going. So you hand the grotesque fish to the fishmonger. He grins, etc. Alright. And then he gives us this handkerchief. Alright, handkerchief added to inventory. And he took it and gave us $76. Pursuit updated. Alright, so that's that which we got. Alright, so now that we've got handkerchief, we get this guy appearing. So a man is looking at you through your cabin window. His face is mostly in shadow. This is the collector. So he just recognizes that we picked up this handkerchief and he wants us to take it to him on Blackstone Isle, which is just out the way here. So we have to, so let's go do that straight away. So Blackstone Isle, we just head out here and then turn right. And straight ahead. And here we meet the collector. So the workshop here is locked, so there's no point going there. That's just access to our storage. So all we need to do is talk to this guy here. So a man is standing in the doorway, etc. So he basically just says, give me the handkerchief and I'm a collector and I collect things. Can you please go around and collect some things for me? Which kind of makes sense. But to do that, we need the dredging facilities. So we accept his request to go find him some stuff, and he gives us the ability to dredge. So now we can go dredging for stuff, which we couldn't do before. And he asks us to find these 5 things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you go to map, remember there are 5 areas, and there's 1 of each in each area. We're just going M for map. So there's 1 here in the Marrows. There's 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. All right. So we now have dredging capabilities. But we have to find 5 things for him, remember? And the first one of those things, there's 1 in the Marrows as mentioned. The first one is actually over here. So let's do that. Because that's going to give us an ability which is going to be really useful throughout the whole game. As we will see very shortly. So you can see from the red bubbles, this is where we need to go. And that's to get this key here. So here's a new mechanic. We have to press F, then F will move this arrow up and down. And you need to avoid the black bars there. Otherwise you have to start again. Some of these are harder than others. It was kind of a mid-level difficulty one. Alright, let's get back to the collector and give him that key. And then he's going to give us this skill, which is going to be, which we're going to need. We're not going to do any fishing right now because we're not going to have time to hand the fish in. before it goes stale. Because if you hang on to fish in your inventory for too long, it goes from fresh to stale, and then from stale to rotting. And the price goes down each time. And we're into nighttime already. So we do have time to get home. So anyway, let's give him the key. Ornate key removed from inventory. So where's the lock? Well, we actually don't know, but anyway, in exchange for the key, he gives us this skill here. Ability unlocked haste. So that's kind of a sprint button, as we'll see in a moment. So we don't need to chat with him at all. It doesn't really, it's just background stuff there. So if we just disengage and then just move out on the dock there. So if you go E and then you press haste here. So we've now got haste, as you can see in the bottom left, activated. So if you go right mouse key, then you get this sprint thing. But you've got that bar there, and you don't want the bar to reach to the top, because if it does, it blows your engines. Now you see those bubbles here, that tells us there's a mutation here, which we actually want to pick up. So let's do that. Alright, so we've got that mutation. Then you want to visit Little Marrow and meet the grieving father, because he's going to give us another little mini quest here. So you ask him, do you know of any shipwrecks around here? Well, yes, you see, and he tells you that he lost his son in a wreck. He tells you where it is, and that a belt buckle was lost. And can you please go and retrieve the belt buckle? Which we will do. So I better go. So we now have that quest. We go to tab, and we look at cabin, and then pursuits. So wait for more orders. That's from the fishmonger. Find the belt buckle near Little Marrow. It's actually marked on the map where we can find it. That is right behind us here. Anyway, for now, it is nighttime. We are at a low level panic. We should be okay in terms of ghost rocks. They're rocks which just appear out of nowhere. And they, oh, like that one right there. And that one on our left here. If you run into those, you damage your hull. There was another one on our left right there. As you can see, our panic is now above the blue-green level. Alright, we've got a couple of crabs. Actually, yeah, we do want to be picking up here. Because we need to repair these. They've only got a couple of hours to go. Alright. Yeah, better lights, that would manage our stress a little bit better, but as mentioned, we are not buying lights, firstly just to save the money, but secondly we're going to manage our panic just by not being out too long at night time. So here's the old lady again. Again, she doesn't contribute to gameplay in any way, it doesn't matter what you say. Alright, and then you get the builder stage of the game. So let's just go back to the fishmonger first. So I have one final request for you. So this is the last thing he's going to ask us for, and that is a deformed fish. What do you think happens to a person that eats the flesh? So again, it doesn't matter what you say here. You get the same response. Have you got any of those mutants with you now? Yes, we do. Any aberrant will suffice. Okay, take that one. Alright, now you want to be picking up from your crab pots before you do this, because now he locks his doors for a whole day here, and you don't see him again. So you won't see him tomorrow morning, for example. So he does something strange with the fish. I must deal with this creature quickly now. So you sell off all the fish you've got. Fishmonger's door slams behind you, so he's not going to be open tomorrow morning. So you kind of lost him for a day. Alright. Now, if we go back to research, we just picked up a couple of research jobbies, so we can finish researching into that. Flexible fishing pole. So that one will now allow us to fish for coastal and shallow. So if we just go tab here, we're currently taking up 4 squares here. 2 squares for coastal and 2 squares for shallow. So what we can do here is just disengage these, put them in storage for now. I'm going to keep them in storage because there are potential uses for them later in the game. Won't get into it now, but because you could sell them at this stage, but I'm not going to do that. And then let's go back to the shipwright and let's buy this rod here, because this is only taking up 3 squares. And we retain the ability to catch both coastal and shallow fish while freeing up a little bit of spot there for additional fish that we can catch. But we need to repair our crab pots as well. I'm going to put the research part into storage just for now. So he says, have you run into a photographer? I think this one's kind of optional. I'm not going to bother with this. It says she docked south of the Marrows. So that's something we could go find, but I don't think it's one that is particularly important in advancing what we're trying to do. So it's kind of an optional one, so I'm going to leave it. But this one is, again, they're all optional really, but this one's kind of a little bit more useful, a little bit more immediate as well. Anyway, where were we? Shipwright. We want to repair our pots, please. So that's going to cost us 41. Okay, we can do that. So let's just drop the pots down. Again, E key, make sure that our pots are activated, and then right mouse key drops them. Alright, we'll come back for them later. So meantime, we are now actually at 3:30 in the morning, which is where we normally try to get away. And we have this builder flashing at us, so let's do this. So you approach a woman sitting on the dockside. Again, it doesn't matter what you say here, it just advances. She always responds the same way. Again, it doesn't matter what you say there either. So she tells us to go to Steel Point and to drop off 2 units of lumber and 2 units of scrap. And to stack it up there, which is what we will do. Alright, 3:38, good a time as any to get going, so let's head off. There's nothing in our inventory. Alright, so we're not going to be fishing today because we're just going to go out to Steel Point. So let's activate haste. We've got that sprint bar. Again, make sure we don't fill up that bar on the left there. Blow our engines. So there is an achievement for keeping it above 50% for more than 10 seconds, I think. But again, you don't want that bar to fill up, or you get damage to your engines, which costs money at the shipwright to fix. Plus it slows you down, of course, if you damage your engines. Right, so here's all the dredging spots. So what we're going to do is start at this one. So this one's going to give us iron. And dredging takes a long time, so we're going to be here all day doing this. Oh, we just got a research part. Yeah, it doesn't always give you those, but they're nice when you get them. I think it's a random thing. Right, one more, and then this is depleted, I think. Yep, this spot has been depleted. Alright, next. I think this one is a trinket. And given how long it takes to dredge, the trinkets aren't really worth that much, so I'm going to skip it and just go for the things that we do need. This is the wood, lumber. And we know that we need 2 of these. Oops. That finger's there. All right, this spot has been depleted. Now it's 5:30. Because this is going to give us the bolts of cloth here, but we don't really have room for it, so I'm not going to bother with it right now. I'm going to do it tomorrow morning instead. But if we go here, tempted to go and get it. That way we can go fishing tomorrow morning. But anyway, material pile. So it was 2 metal jobbies. 1, 2, and 2 pieces of lumber. And done. So all we have to do now is go back to Greater Morrow and bring the builder back. Alright, now 6:45, it is not that late. So a bit of a risk here, but I'm going to go for it. Because by the time we finish this, it's, we might get attacked by a sea monster. But if we do it now, it just means we don't have to do it in the morning. Oops. 1, 2. Alright. The spot has been depleted. Alright, so the fog's in. Oh, we got away with it. Oh, there's a ghost rock. Alright, so let's sleep through to about 3:30 again, like usual. 2:38, 3:43. Alright, so let's get going. Oh, another ghost rock. No, that's a normal one, I think. That was an oceanic fish, so we can't fish that one. See if we can get some fish on the way back. Alright, it's brightening up a bit. Oh, there's another dredge jobby that we can grab. I think this is a piece of lumber. Yep. But let's just grab some fish along the way. We don't have much room, but we've got a little bit. Yeah, we can fit at least one of these in. Oh, mutation as well. Yeah, we can get one more. Oh no, it's been depleted. Right. Right, let's go tell the builder the good news. And sell off the catch as well. Let's do the fishmonger first. So he's open again, blinding headache today. So because he was doing whatever he was doing with the mutated fish. But there are no more mini quests from him. So now it's just business as usual. So we just catch fish, sell them to him. That's really all he's got to do with us. All right. Now what else? Let's move all of this to... Well, firstly, we do have a bunch of stuff now. So let's go to the dry dock and see what we want to invest in. Now, the first thing we probably want is an extra 2 engine spaces. Because you've seen how slow we are, and we can speed ourselves up quite a bit. Because if we open up these 2 engine spaces here, we can move this one, this engine here, into these 2 spots. We can move this engine here into these 2 spots, and then we can buy another engine and put it into there. So we can up our speed is currently 29 knots. We can add another 15 knots by doing all that. So that's going to be our goal. So I'm just going to put that. So we're going to buy this upgrade anyway. So now we can buy the extra engine anytime we want. I'm not going to install it yet because it takes 2 hours and I want the daylight, so we're going to do that at nighttime, because you really want to be doing all your installations at nighttime, because we're going to have to uninstall this, reinstall it, uninstall this, reinstall it, and then install the other one. So we want to do that at nighttime. because we can't be, well, we would rather not be out fishing at nighttime. So Builder says, okay, so now we got to take her back to her place. So let's do that, and that will be the end of that quest line. So again, just watching that bar, make sure we don't blast our engines. So we should be able to drop her off and then get some fish on the way back at least. And then once we're back and able to sell off that catch, then that's when we will get the additional engine. Alright, that's the builder done with. Now if we do come back here later on, we do get access to storage here, but we don't get it right now, I don't think. But we do get these 2 research parts. Yeah, we don't get access to storage right now, but if we come back here, she says stop by any time, and you can store things here if you want to. But we can't do that at the moment. Now, if we go back to tab here, if you remember, we did have that get the... Oh, I'm gonna... Yeah, I've got to put a couple of books along the way and forgot to start reading them, so let's start reading that one. And as mentioned, this kind of auto reads in the background. So that's our engine one, which I think gives us an extra 10% speed or something, which would be useful. But anyway, what was I saying? If we go back to pursuits, we do have this get the belt buckle one. So just looking at the time, do we have time to do that? Maybe, because there's dredging involved, and as we know, dredging takes time. So I'm going to leave that and just look for some fishing to do. Just to get some money, and then we can switch our engines, and then we'll do that tomorrow. Because yeah, look, we're already at 4:30. We're not even halfway home. Right, now we're into the nighttime. So this is the first message in a bottle that we're coming up to. If we just go to cabin here, as mentioned, this doesn't add to gameplay in any way. It just gives you something to read, and I guess it's all part of the lore. You can pick up a bunch of those through the game. But anyway, let's get back and upgrade our engines. I think we've got the money to do that. Let's, while we're out and close to base, oh, there's a trophy. Alright, so that pretty much fills us up. I think we can squeeze this guy in like this. Yep. Right, 1 day remaining on the pots. Alright. So 9:22. I think we've just got time to upgrade all of our engines then. And then it's onto the belt buckle, which is going to actually be the last thing that we do in Greater Morrow. Or the Marrows. But anyway, fishmonger, let's sell off everything we've got. So, I'm going to put this in storage for now and then decide what to invest in or what to do the research into later. But for now, we want to be upgrading our engines. So let's go to the shipwright. Oh no, we bought it already, didn't we? It's already here. Okay. Alright, so let's disengage that one, reinstall. As you see, this takes time. So it's something we wanted to do at night time. So we're into 126. That puts us through to 3:30, which is our normal departure time. Okay, which works out pretty good. So now we've got 15 plus 15, 30. We've got 44 knots. So we started out with 14, upgraded to 29. So that should work out pretty good. Now, in terms of what we've got 4 research parts. What to invest in? Never quite sure what to do at this stage, but I tend to go for pots because what we're gonna, or where we're gonna go next in the game, then these are gonna start to help us a lot. So as far as rods are concerned, we'll see what happens once we leave the Marrows, but I tend not to invest in the rods for a reason that we will see, because we very quickly end up with these guys. And these guys make us a lot of money so that we don't have to bother too, or we don't worry too much about catching. For example, one option that we could do here is invest just 1 research part in Oceanic and then go catching sharks, which you can do pretty close by. And they're good money. So that is an option. But what I find is the best way to make money is to actually head off to the Little Strand and start on Abyssal. And it helps us to have pots once we get there. Because if we go M for map, this is where you make a lot of money very, very quickly. We're likely to go here first. Because there are a couple of things we would like to do there first. But as soon as we've done those couple of things here, then we're likely to come back. And then we'll head off to Stellar Basin. Sorry, I think I said Twisted Strand. But this is where we want to go to make money anyway. But we won't be doing that till probably day 9. So we can finish up with the Marrows today. So let's do that. So let's disengage. So we're now much faster than we were. Yep, as you can see. And with the sprint facility as well. So the belt buckle thing was behind here, wasn't it? Yeah, you can see we're just much faster now. And that really gets us to a situation where we can more easily go to a different location. So this is where the belt buckle is. Now this is, what I remember, a difficult one. So let's give it a go. Dredge. Oop, missed. Yeah, that can take a while. Right, so what do we got here? Iron. I'm going to go for it, because this is going to help our development. Because one of the next things that we are really going to want to do is increase our hull size. Because that's going to give us more room to put more fish in. So we want lumber, we want the bolts of cloth, and we want these metal things here. So what's this? I think this is lumber. Oh no, bolts of cloth. Missed it. That's 1. Alright, so that's depleted. So we're at 355. Oh, there's another bottle. So if we just go to cabin and messages again, that's another thing to read. I think there's another dredging spot here, yes. This lumber. Alright, 7:30. So now we can close out this. I'm going to say final quest in the Marrows. Because this is all we really want to do here. And then we can move on to a different area. So this kind of closes out the start of the game. But anyway, let's go back to the Grieving Father, because we do have the belt buckle now. So let's give it to him. So we get another research jobby out of that. So we've got no reason to talk to him any further. Now, this guy has just appeared as well, Painter. So this is a cosmetic thing. We can find flags around the place, and once we do that, we can put flags on the boat. He'll also paint it for us and decorate it and do various other cosmetic things, but it doesn't contribute to gameplay other than any of that. That's basically it. We are now... Oh, let's just go back to the trader, because remember, we do have a couple of things that we can sell. This thing. But we never get a lot of money out of this. This is only 25, for example. This one is only 750. So that's the reason I wasn't dredging for the... there was a thing... a piece of jewelry on the other side of Little Morrow, or there was a little piece of jewelry somewhere that I didn't dredge for, and that was the reason, because it's just not a lot of money in it. It's better off, you're better off just fishing. All right, let's head back. It's 8 o'clock. Need to be careful of ghost rocks. I didn't see any easy fishing spots. All right, let's go back to cabin. And so that one's now red, and this one's red. So engines provide 5% more movement speed. Okay, so now we just got a little bit faster. And this one will auto read in the background. So let's just pick up our pots, and we are done. Oh, we can't. We'll do that in a second then. All right, well, let's start investing in, or rather, contributing to some of the dry dock things here. So we need to fill up all 4 of these and also buy the upgrades, and then we can increase our hull size, which is really the next thing that we want to do. So we can store things here, we can take things out again if we want to. So this isn't committing to anything in particular. So that's that one. We can move from storage as well. That's that one. So we are 1 piece of lumber short to being able to complete all of them. Okay. Meantime, we can move this to storage, we can move that to storage, and we're ready to go. Nothing more to do in the Marrows. It's just a question of what next. Alright, I'm going to end the episode here, and I'll be back to... that's the end of the start guide, because that's really the end of the starter area. There are a few things we could continue to do here, but I think the next stage is going to be to head off here for an episode and spend a few days there, because there are a couple of things here like explosive charges, which will be really useful wherever we go next, and that's what we'll do. Alright, well, thanks for watching this, and hope that it was useful, and hope to see you for the next one.